Hi friends, welcome back to the Gough House. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jenny, and today we are making some sourdough discard crackers. This is my very favorite thing to use my sourdough discard for. They are delicious. You are going to love these. Now, before we get started, I just want to say this is a King Arthur recipe, not mine. I just put my own spin on it. And you can too. They are delicious. You're going to love them. So pull a chair up to my counter and let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to do this in my KitchenAid, but you don't have to. You can do it by hand. You can do it in a food processor. Whatever is easiest for you. You're going to use a half a cup of flour. You can use your freshly milled flour. You can use whole wheat flour. I'm just going to use white flour for this. To my white flour, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter. That was half a cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of butter. I forgot to say I am doing half of the recipe for this. I am going to put in a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. You can put whatever flavors you want inside the cracker. I'm going to leave the cracker plain and put all of the flavors on the outside. Actually, I lied. I might put a little garlic powder in here. And do a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I'm also going to put it in the topping that I'm going to make for the cracker. I'm just going to start mixing this together. This is a super easy dough. I'm going to work my butter right into the flour. If my butter stops escaping my dough hook. This way, the butter gets worked into the flour first, and it coats all the flour molecules, and it'll create a more tender dough. If you didn't know that about mixing butter into flour first. It's not going to make a huge, it's not going to turn it into any kind of dough yet. Quite literally. Just looking coarse. And then we put in half a cup of starter. I will leave the full recipe in the description box below. I'll leave a link to it. By the way, turn your oven on 350 and get it preheated. I use almost all of my discard on crackers. I love these crackers. They are so good. My mom and my granddaughter have both called me and said, "Can you make me some of those crackers?" So just get this worked into a dough. Okay, I'll probably have to do the rest by hand here. That's a good start. You could put Parmesan cheese in here. I'm going to put Parmesan cheese on the top of these. Oh, by the way, this is plain old all-purpose flour that I used. Okay, but since we've been working the dough, we're going to just cover it up and let it sit here on the counter for 20 minutes. I don't know if they do that in the recipe, but I do because it gets kind of hard to work with. While my dough is resting, I'm going to make the topping that I'm going to sprinkle all over my cracker dough. And that I'm going to use, I'm going to go half teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to put a whole teaspoon of kosher salt. And this is a package of Italian seasoning that's been ground into a powder. It was left over from a salad kit. I didn't want to waste it, so I set it off to the side and figured I will use that somewhere, and I'm going to use it here. Otherwise, I usually just use freeze-dried Italian seasoning. Okay, so this is what we're going to sprinkle on top of our crackers with Parmesan cheese and olive oil when we get them ready to go in the oven. Okay, you're going to want to lightly flour your parchment paper. Get out your dough. Lightly flour your rolling pin, and we're going to roll this out. It's a small dough. It's not a really wet dough. It's an easy dough to work with. This is a really super easy cracker to make and so worth it. You want to roll this out to about 1/4 to an 1/8 inch thick, if you can get it that thin. Normally I use my pizza cutter for this, but my pizza cutter is not clean. So just cut it however you want it. I like them in rectangles. If the little edge pieces are going to bother you, take them off. They're going to burn anyway. Okay. Okay, I'm going to call this good, and then I'm just going to slide this right on my cookie sheet. I'm going to go ahead and poke a few holes. This dough smells delicious, by the way, with the garlic. And now, olive oil. Just lightly brush olive oil over. There we go. And then our seasoning. And when I made the seasoning, I completely forgot I was half batching it, so I have a lot. Cut the seasoning in half. Okay, Parmesan cheese. You want some grated Parmesan cheese? You don't have to use cheese if you don't want to. Now these are crackers I don't usually eat with a dip or anything. I just eat them as is after they're baked. Okay, into the oven, 350 degrees for about 22 minutes. Okay, these are done, and after you cut them, no need to break them apart. I forgot to say before you put them in the oven, when you bake them, they break apart themselves. So we'll let them cool. When they're cool, we'll give them a try. Okay, these crackers are so crispy. Super crispy. So good. Again, you can flavor them with anything you like. Next time I might put the Italian seasoning inside the dough. I gotta find a container to put these in. Just keep them in an airtight container. They will keep for about 2 weeks. Okay, that's all there is to these delicious sourdough crackers. They're so good. They're my very favorite cracker. I love these, and so does everybody else. Anyway, friends, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, and you like videos like these, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out a lot, and I sure do appreciate your support. You can find me on Instagram at JeniGough18. I'm also on Facebook, and you can visit my blog at JeniGough.com for all of my recipes. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.